Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. My name is Dr. Julie Kay, and I'm here with a human design experience. So this is a conference that we're having, festival. It's an experience in Miami, Florida, this April, April 9th through the 12th, 2026 in Miami, Florida, United States. And Carla is one of our featured speakers. And so I just wanted to get to know her a little better and also have all of you get to know her a little better. So, hi, welcome, Carla. We're excited to see you in Miami. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about you. Maybe like, how did you hear about human design briefly? How long have you been in it? What your favorite things to talk about are? We'll just go from there. And yeah, I just want to get to know
Yeah.
you. Tell us a little bit about you. Hi.
Hi. So, when did it all start? Almost 6 years ago. I've been a body worker, massage therapist, craniosacral therapist for 21 years. And 6 years ago, I was in a Facebook group and saw something posted about the body. And I was like, wait, what is this about the body that I don't know, that I've never heard of before? And it just sucked me in. And I went down a rabbit hole for about 3 months, came up out of it and was like, okay, this is what I'm doing with my life now. And just really kind of like did that like oscillation back and forth of like, what is this thing? And taking in all the information and then like having to put it all down and just experiment with it for a while. Right. Really be able to start like feeling into my somatic awareness around, is this true and real and accurate for me and my lived experience? And that was probably the most empowering part of this whole thing, right? Is that I was able to really connect to myself through myself.
Wow.
And that is something, I mean, I'm also a yoga teacher. That's a huge part of how I am, who I am, what I talk about, what I engage with as far as life is concerned, right? So with human design, I guess I'm a 2/4 emotional triple split generator. I'm on the Cross of Contagion. My personality sun is 29/2, and which of course means I have 30.2, right? For my personality Earth. And this was one of the things that really stood out to me as far as my design was concerned, because also part of what I offer as far as my wellness business is concerned is essential oil education, right? Being able to help people use natural remedies to support their emotional, physical, mental well-being. And one of the things I had always used essential oils for was to help process through emotions that I was having that I couldn't name, right? And then, of course, 30.2, pragmatism. And, anywhere we have a second line, it's a blind spot. We're projecting it out. We don't really know what it is until it's like kind of reflected back to us, and then we can process it. And, right. So I'm thinking about this in relation to how I've been using essential oils, and I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense because essential oils have always been a way for me to feel into my body, right? The physiological response that's occurring that can help with like kind of unlocking and bringing to the surface either memories that I've trapped away or feelings that I haven't quite been able to name yet. So it's like the emotion part of it, right? Energy and motion, that's not fully present yet because I just don't know what it is that I'm feeling, right? So as I started moving through my experiment and I started realizing how integral that part of it had been for me for so long, so many years. And then, of course, just body movement practices, right? Really being able to be aware of what's going on within my body. I started to see how it is that the solar plexus, especially with, everything that's coming, 2027 mutation, et cetera, right?
Right.
How important the solar plexus is to us, right? To humans that are alive today, whether it's defined or it's undefined. we're all experiencing emotional energy and we're all processing our feelings. And so it's just this like, for me, it became something that was kind of the cornerstone of my experiment. The more, and you have to understand, I'm an emotional authority, right? The only activation I have in my solar plexus is my personality earth as part of the channel of recognition. So for me, my emotional authority was very much tied into this recognition of how I was relating to my experience. And it just has been the thing that has motivated me to want to share the system with other people. So that's a little bit about me.
Wow. I feel like, yeah, bring all of that to Miami, please, because I already feel like I'm sitting in your experience, and I'm like want to have follow-up questions. So many little one-liners that I want to put in the Carla Unger coffee table book right there. I was just like, wait, connect to myself through myself, like yes, and feelings. We can avoid feelings, but ooh, they're gonna keep coming around.
Hmm.
So thank you for sharing. And I know it's only February 22nd. We're here 222. But and April's a little ways away, and there is no pressure because we know sometimes things can come up, and what you kind of plan to maybe talk about in April today, it all may morph and blossom into something new. But can you give us a hint or an idea, like what do you really want to share with us? Because you may change, exactly what you're presenting, but like what might some of the topics or highlights of your talk in April be for the people that are like, I think I'm going to buy a ticket. I want to hear what she has to say. So, but I know I'm leaving it open to follow your emotional wave,
Yeah,
between now and
absolutely.
April 9th, so what's kind of like, what's your plan? And we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. So one of the things for me, and this is just, again, it's a huge part of the way that I operate. The only logical channel that I have is the 1762. So I like to be organized with the information that I am imparting to others for understanding. And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to start with a presentation. So that way there will be a visual aspect as well for people who need to take it in that way.
Hmm.
But I'm going to be presenting from the space of being a body worker, right? 21 years of experience as a body worker, that is my cornerstone. I specialize in craniosacral therapy, which is a type of modality that works specifically with the nervous system. So the nervous system is my world. It's it's the genre that I move in and out of and with, right? And so what I plan to do is to present how it is that emotional energy moves through our system, right? Like, what is it? How does it move through our system? I'm going to get a little bit nerdy with anatomy, but I'm going to make it very layman's terms so that people can follow along and digest it, understand what it is we're talking about. And then I want to talk about essential oils and kind of give a brief description of why it is that they can be such an effective tool for being able to work with your emotional system, specifically because of how it interacts with the nervous system, right? And then we're going to play. We're going to sniff on oils and we're going to do some somatic exercises to kind of get grounded in our body first. We're going to do the sniffing on oils and deciding what we want to work with. And then we're going to do some journaling questions around it, things that kind of come up. This is a process that I have used for myself and engaged with over for what feels like forever. Over the better part of a decade to work with what's going on in my body so that I can understand what it is that I need to process through, what it is that needs progressing as far as my relationship to it, because that's what the solar plexus is all about.
Hmm.
So, speaking from those places, right, from being a body worker, from understanding and educating on essential oils, I'm going to tie in human design. I'm going to talk about why it is that the solar plexus is so important to understand. We're going to talk about the amino acids, specifically one of them. We're going to talk about how it is that all of this kind of overlaps and how it relates to self-reflected consciousness.
Mm.
So yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. I am hoping, this is the part that I'm still not entirely clear on. Pretty sure though that I'm going to be able to work it out. I want to be able to have everyone make and take a little essential oil roller with them from the workshop as well, so that they can continue to support themselves with essential oils throughout the rest of the conference. So,
Wow. I feel like I don't want to ask you more questions because I don't want you to give everything away. I want people to have a little suspense, you know. But I think the words that you got me was like first you said presentation and then you said nerd out, which I'm like, yeah. And then you're like oils and play. I'm like, how is this all in one one experience?
mhm.
So I think there's something there for everybody. So yeah, I promise to keep this short and sweet. And I feel like we've gotten to know you and you've left us kind of hungry and wanting more. But how, in case people just see this on our YouTube channel and they just want to find you or reach out to you, or they don't come to Miami. Hopefully they do come to Miami. But just can you give me like I don't know your email, your website, your Instagram, all of your how to contact you, and anything else you feel like you want to share. But like thank you for your time. But like how can we find you and get some oils and learn more from you?
So my website is wellnesswithcarla.com, the C. And if you want to email me, it's hello@wellnesswithcarla.com. And you can find me on Instagram, the at symbol wellness with Carla, the little underscores in between the words. So those are the easiest ways. Would love to connect with anybody if there's questions, whatever.
Okay, wonderful, great. And if anybody finds, I already have you on our website and already have a link to your socials on our website. And people can always send us an email like, how do I reach Carla? And I'll connect people too as well. But thank you so much. I know that you're in the UK right now and I'm in Florida right now. So I'm glad that we worked this out, that we could talk and get to know you better. And I know the people coming to the conference will be excited to see you. And we'll get this up on YouTube very soon. And thank you so much. I appreciate all of your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.